And here is Riot at the 3-star short in Jersey Fresh, coming down the center line, making sure he's very straight and working to have a down transition to the trot at I. And we were a little bit late with that transition. He was kind of anticipating halting, but he gave me a pretty good transition down. Now preparing for the extended trot across the diagonal. He does these pretty well. Gets really good lift through the shoulder. I have to work on making sure I show the transition back at K. And then keep my impulsion. And now we do a shoulder in to E. Or no, B, sorry. And then half 10-meter circle. Again, I'm just really making sure I can keep it all flowing. The shoulder ends can be a little bit his weakness because he gets a little stuck through the rib cage, but I felt like I was able to show this one a little bit better with a little bit better angle. And now working on transition to the walk. He wanted to get a little low, but not too bad. And now he almost went lateral at the walk where both sides are kind of stepping in sync, but not quite. It's pretty clear 4-beat walk. And then the halt was a little out behind. But I have to say his backing up has improved a fair amount. That is a weakness for him, and it's getting better and better. And now into our extended walk. I really want him to just take his nose out a little bit, which he does, but then he kind of pops it up a little bit. But he's overstepping, which is good. And now I'm going to bring him back for the medium walk, but keeping the march. And then preparing because I have a canter transition at C. Is maybe a smidge hollow. And now our extended canter, and then showing back at K. I was a little conservative for that just because when he gets going, and sometimes it's hard to get him to stay soft and come back, but we've been working on it, and he did good transition, good canter circle. And now coming across the diagonal, I have to make sure I prepare him with my seat and leg, saying, hey, we're going to do canter walk. We're not doing flying change. And he gave a pretty good canter walk. And now I ride him through the corner for a nice 10-meter circle at C. And he's feeling very nice and rideable in this test. And now for our second, across the short diagonal canter walk over the center line. Pretty much nailed it right there. And again, just a little lifting of his head, but not too bad. And now a trot transition, which he did very good. Sometimes he gets a little stuck because he always wants to do canter walks because those are pretty fun for him. And now the half pass. I was positioning him. And again, these have gotten better and better as he's been progressing through the season. Getting a lot more supple. And gets a little sticky because I'm working on getting the position first. And then I kind of catch the bend. And then I'm able to get him to swing over. Getting the crossover. Good boy. Making sure I keep the forward momentum. And now coming into the last movement, which is a stretchy trot. I really want him to just take his nose down and out. We come down the center line for a fairly good halt and scoring a 28.6, which ended up putting us in fourth. We held on to the lead for a little bit. Interesting, the judge at C scored me a 69%, and the judge at B scored me a 73%. So all in all, I was very pleased with Riot in his test. Now, because Riot was doing the 3-star short, that meant that show jumping was prior to cross country. So I had to put in this show jump round before I was able to go cross country on Lee as well. So it was kind of nice to get this out of the way. So coming to the first fence, kind of establishing the rhythm, he felt a little excited, but he jumps the first one really good. And then I was like, oh boy, I got to move to get on down the lines. So that kind of gave me an idea that we were landing a little short, and I come in a little deep to this oxer, and then he jumps way over top. And then I tried to get down for this 4, and he's a pretty clever dude and saved my bum right there. And so we added and did the 5. Then coming here, jumps that pretty nicely. So we're working on just getting our rhythm together. He jumps this oxer really nicely. And then I made up in my mind that I was going to stay outside and kind of add to help him in this double. Because he is a big dude. So sometimes it can be tricky because I need the impulsion to keep him going and getting down the lines. But then he'll eat up, the combination. So it can be a little bit of a delicate ride. I'm a little slow, so I'm going through the turn quickly and do a little rebalance there. Coming to the final line. He goes down this very nicely. Now to the triple. And he felt fantastic jumping wise. And then to the last jump on the bending line, we had a clean round. I think I was 2 seconds slow, but it was proving to be a tough show jump, and that actually put us in the lead, tied for first. I am hungry and cold. Let's see what I got in here. Good. These are brownie. Yeah, favorite. Love these because these are great protein, 130 calories, 17 grams of protein. It's pretty clean energy. It's not a lot of sugar. I believe it's only 4 grams of sugar. Now hopefully I'll have energy for my cross-country course. So now on to cross-country, where we're in fact tied for the lead. So I wanted to try to get as close to the time, if not under the time, if I could. And he was feeling really good and positive. He can be a funny horse, kind of getting out on course. He likes to spook at the humans, the two-leggeds. The jumps tend to not be the problem for him. So he comes through this first water combination, looking for the flags, feeling really good. And I think I lose a little bit of time where he just kind of bounces up and down in his gallops. I call it his heffalump and woozles the tiggeroo. So I come into this coffin where we have the roll top to a ditch. Came in a little hot there, but he jumped it quite well. And he is such a good jumper that I do tend to lose time in the air as well. So that's where when you have a horse that jumps a little lower, they can be a little bit more efficient and save time versus when you have a really good jumper and he jumps really nice and big, sometimes you can be slow. But coming to this corner combination, did this in a nice bending 5. Good boy, Rye, because he was very, very good there. And I thought for the most part, he was handling kind of the people better than he has in the past. So this was quite a good run for him. And galloping up and down the hills, he was feeling really good. Coming to this brush combination. And this does in the bending 5. And I kind of just aimed him at the big part of the brush. And he said, yeah, no problem, Mom. I got this. And you'll notice I'm riding him in a double bridle. This works really well for him because he is a sensitive horse, but he is also a strong dude sometimes. So it can give me the best of both worlds. And I find he is pretty happy in it. So coming down to the water, wanted to make sure we were nice and balanced coming to this down log. He jumps beautifully in. And then across the island into the 4 stride here, and he's just super. Really proud of him. He felt really positive and confident throughout the whole course. We finished up with some time faults, so we finished up in 5th.
We're at the Jersey Fresh 3-star short award ceremony. Elisa and Riot Gear had a great go. 4th after dressage, 1st after show jump, and some time on cross country moved them into 5th out of a big class of, I think, 35, maybe. She won money. And we are going to see what they look like in the pictures.
Now this is W9, not actual cash, so you know how that works. You turn it to the office. Yeah, you do it today, but the sooner you turn it in, the sooner the check gets mailed. I don't have any Jersey Fresh paraphernalia on.
So just stand. It's like you're right next to this. We get the little display there with you.
Smiling with my mask.
Smiling with your
Yay! Safety first!
Perfect.
Congratulations!
Thank y'all.